Two teams set on a collision path to the playoffs face off tonight as the Los Angeles Temptation take to the field against the #1 ranked Austin Acoustic.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time!
Live in the moment. This is your moment.
But you ain't no big bad bitch if we break your ribcage.
Stop giving them free shit.
Do your motherfucking job!
Let's go! Beat their ass on the field.
Back of your jersey, you don't have no name. That's because you play for the person next to you, you play for this team, you play for those coaches, and you play for those fans.
Tonight, you leave everything on the field.
LFL Football Night arrives to Austin, Texas. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, Mitch Mortaza. And tonight we have a Western Conference matchup that I think everybody circled at the beginning of the year. The Austin Acoustic hosting the Los Angeles Temptation. Let's start with Los Angeles first. This is a team that came into the 2019 season with low expectations. And why, you ask? Because their longtime head coach, Tui Suinoa, retired this offseason. Couple that with the fact that they have some young stars coming into key roles on this roster. So nobody expected this team to be competitive this late in the season. But as we look at the playoff picture, the Los Angeles Temptation are currently penciled in for the #3 seed in the playoffs. With a win tonight, they will clinch a playoff berth. For the Austin Acoustic, they come in as the #1 ranked team, and folks, they have not disappointed. Earlier this year, they went into the Pacific Northwest and beat the almighty Seattle Mist. With that said, I welcome in my broadcast partner, Bobby Hugo. Now, Bobby, these are a pair of elite teams in the Western Conference. What is going to be the key for each of them?
With two top-tier quarterbacks, I really want to see who can establish the vertical passing game. They have two throwers, Ashley Salerno for LA, Michelle Angel for obviously Austin. She has the early edge, though. Preseason, she looked great. The last 2 years, in fact, she was the most prolific quarterback in the LFL, #1. And who she go to deep? #3, Cassandra, Cash Money Bills. She is taking the top off of defenses all season long.
Say prolific 4 times, Bobby Hugo.
Prolific, baby.
Now, if there's one key player that Los Angeles can lean on, considering they're a bit of a heavy underdog coming into this game, who would that one player be?
Well, they have to establish the run with Mariah Lopez. Right now, she's the #1 back in the LFL. They do not have a deep threat, as I just mentioned. They like to do that play action, the bootlegs with Salerno, but they have to establish the running game with Lopez.
Mariah Lopez has really impressed everybody, stepping in for an injured Nas Johnson and now leading the league in rushing. But flipping back to the Austin Acoustic, Michelle Angel, we've talked about her all season. The free agent quarterback signing has been a bit of a journeywoman, playing for multiple teams. But the most noteworthy, perhaps, are the Los Angeles Temptation, the silver and black. That is where she got her start. In fact, our own Heidi Golznick sat down with the quarterback to talk about her time with the Los Angeles Temptation.
Thanks, guys. Considered the face of the LFL, Michelle Angel is recognized by fans instantly, and for the past 2 years has established herself as the premier quarterback in the league. However, it was not long ago. Angel was merely a safety for the Los Angeles Temptation, and if it weren't for an off-the-field incident, she may have never left her home of Los Angeles. I sat down with the all-fantasy quarterback to talk about her time in Los Angeles and the aftermath. Michelle, you're from Laguna Hills, California, just outside of Los Angeles. So LA is really home to you. What were the seasons like playing for the Los Angeles Temptation, being able to play in iconic stadiums like the Los Angeles Coliseum?
It was a really good learning experience. I didn't think that I was going to play defense when I came into the LFL, so it gave me an opportunity to see the other side of the ball and really learn a lot about the game and spacing and things like that. Playing in the Coliseum was probably my favorite moment in the LFL just in general. So many great players have been in those locker rooms, stepped out on that field. So altogether, it was just a really good learning experience and a lot of fun. We now know that you left the Los Angeles Temptation because of an off-the-field incident with current Temptation quarterback Ashley Salerno that actually landed you in the hospital. How tough was it to leave the team because of those circumstances? Me and Ashley had an off-the-field situation, incident, whatever you want to call it. I really ended up leaving for more of personal reasons, just in terms of, the other side of my life, which is more of my career. And I decided that Dallas would be a good place for me. Since then we've gotten through or whatever it was that we were going through, and we're on good terms now. Now we're just ready to compete on the football field and leave it at that.
How much harder do you compete now lining up against the silver and black?
They do a little bit, just because that's home for me. That's where I started my LFL career. And a lot of me wanted to stay loyal to one team and carry out my whole LFL career there. So it's kind of just a feeling of different emotions that go into it when I play them. It's a lot of fun, and they've always been a competitive team, top 2, 3, 4 team in the league. So it definitely means a lot, and I'm just ready to get out there and compete as a quarterback, not a defensive player.
While Angel on camera appears to hold no animosity towards the Los Angeles Temptation or Ashley Salerno, make no mistake about it, Angel has a competitive fire. She wants to beat the silver and black every time she faces them, and perhaps even more so, wants to prove once and for all that she's truly the better quarterback over Ashley Salerno. Tonight will be an opportunity for her to send that message. Back to you guys.
Michelle Angel and the Austin Acoustic will look to hold on to their #1 seed in the playoffs, while Los Angeles will seek an upset win. Let's lace them up. The first half is next. Back to LFL football night in Austin, Texas. Before we get underway, let's go down to the field with Heidi.
Guys, moments before the start of the game, I'm with Los Angeles Temptation quarterback Ashley Salerno. Ashley, Austin Acoustic quarterback Michelle Angel is a former teammate of yours, but tonight marks the first time you're facing her as an opposing quarterback. At this point, who is the more complete quarterback, you or Angel?
Minnie's a good quarterback, but she's still in the developing stage. I think after how long I played, I'm maturing as a quarterback. She just started playing quarterback. I think, she has a lot to learn, but, she's still developing. Hats off to her, but I'm going to say I'm a more complete quarterback.
Thanks so much, Ashley. Guys, there are reasons why Ashley Salerno is considered the best to play the position. Confidence is certainly one of those reasons. Now back to you guys for the start of this highly anticipated game.
One of the best competitors ever in the LFL. There is no love lost between Michelle Angel and Ashley Salerno.
Yeah, we talked about it in the pregame show. They had an off-the-field incident that sent Michelle Angel to the hospital, and that's really what triggered her exit from Los Angeles. Greener pastures awaited her, including this gig with the Austin Acoustic. Angel in this offense will get us underway. A quick screen, that's out to Mandy Pena. Pena getting the start ahead of Christelle Harris, and good for a 7-yard completion.
They started Mandy Pena in front of Harris for a reason. She's a local favorite here, probably her last game. But you know what? Christelle Ferrari Harris is the GOAT, the greatest ever. She should be starting right now.
Setting up a 2nd and 3 from the Austin 22 from the pocket. A delayed draw back to Pena. Not fooling the veteran. That is Danielle Harvey on the tackle. That'll limit Pena to a 2-yard carry, setting up a 3rd and 1.
I can see if Austin was in the playoffs, but they're not guaranteed a playoff spot. You have the greatest back ever, she's not in the football game.
So now a 3rd and 1. Austin in somewhat of a hurry-up offense. That's Winfrey in motion. Clearly jumping, and that'll draw the flag as we get our first call of the night from Jason Gardner.
Full start. Austin, number 10. That's a 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Bad mistake by Austin. I spoke to Michelle Angel before the game. She has the option of checking off deep to Bills at any time during the game. 3rd and 6, nobody in the backfield. We're going to see her arm right now.
Michelle Angel from the shotgun. Winfrey again in motion. Looking to that side, now checking down. Caught and dropped. What closing speed by Marissa Lopez to jar the ball loose from Jerica Green.
You called it closing speed. I call it closing time on Jerica Green. What a hit. Great design play. Green makes like she's blocking, slips out in the flag. Michelle delivers the football. Should have been caught for a 1st down. but Lopez destroyed her. Wow.
A bit of a homecoming for the Lopez sisters. Dallas natives, a lot of family made the trip down from Dallas here to Austin. And early dividends for Marissa Lopez. This a 4th and 6. Caught! Cash money, Cassandra Bills. When they need some production on this offense, they really look to number 3.
Great read by Michelle Angel. One-on-one, you got the number 1 receiver, Bills, against Lindsey Cash, coming across the field, woman-to-woman coverage. There's no chance that Cash will be able to stay with Bills.
That is quite the mismatch in favor of Austin, obviously. Now a 1st and 10 play, back to the flat, caught. That is Tashay Winfrey, wrestled down to the ground by Marissa Lopez. A 6-yard reception. So this Austin offense starting to move a bit.
Right, another great read by Angel. That's the RPO offense. That was an option route. Tashay Winfrey could go deep or hook it up. She saw Lopez going back. She hooked it up, and Angel delivered a strike. Great play.
This is an end around. Cassandra Bills breaking through arm tackles and gets down to about the 6-yard line. A 9-yard jet sweep by Cassandra Bills.
Every jockey needs a fast horse, and if you can get the football in Bills' hand on an inside sweep, that's what happens. Nobody can catch her, almost 10 yards.
1st and goal at the Los Angeles 6. This Austin offense has looked prolific as the season has gone on, especially the pass game with Michelle Angel. This time an empty backfield, flat-footed into the end zone and deflected. At the very last second, that looked like Ann Wedstein came over the safety, and pretty good coverage by Danielle Harvey. Now let's meet that Austin offense.
Nicole Peterson, your center.
Misty Gonzalez, tight end.
Jerica Green, tight end.
Cassandra Bills,
Wide receiver.
Tashay Winfrey,
Wide receiver.
Mandy Pena, running back.
Michelle Angel, quarterback.
Quarterback Michelle Angel is the key for Austin tonight. She cannot afford to have any turnover.
And that's Cassandra Bills. The Austin Acoustic drawing first blood, and again, it was Bills, ironically enough, beating Lindsey Cash on this end around.
Watch the way Bills gets her body between herself and the defender, and Michelle Angel puts the ball outside. The only person to catch it is Bills. What a play. Accuracy, trajectory, and poise in the pocket. Great throw by Angel.
I like being right when I call ball games. We said Lindsey Cash and Cassandra Bills is a blatant mismatch, and we saw Austin go after that matchup all the way down the field.
I think all night long you're going to see Cash money rain in on Lindsey Cash because it's a mismatch.
And that's the extra point attempt by Christina Villalobos, the Manor, Texas native. Brings some size to that lineup at 5'4", 145 pounds. And this Austin Acoustic take an early lead, 7-0 over Los Angeles. Back to LFL football night here in Austin, Texas. Mitch Mortaza, Bobby Huco, and Heidi Golsnick providing sideline coverage as Ashley Salerno and the Los Angeles offense take to the field.
Sherry Awaga was supposed to start at running back, a fullback type back, but she got hurt in warm-ups, so they're giving the start to Holly Gister of all people.
And now in the backfield, you do have Jiskra, Danielle Harvey in the fullback position, and that's Jiskra. Jiskra also some good size, an avid CrossFit junkie, so brings a lot of muscle to that interior and certainly to the backfield.
Interesting decision by offensive coordinator Rory Derry. You have the #1 back in the league in Lopez, but you don't start her, and you start Holly Gister.
Yeah, Holly Gister played a lot of tight end with the Green Bay Chill and then with the Chicago Bliss. Signed by the Los Angeles Temptation this year also to play tight end. So an interesting shuffle in the backfield for LA.
That's a flag! That's a flag! That's a flag! Call it! That's dirty! That's a flag! That's a flag! That's a flag! Ref! That's a flag!
That is the voice of Ashley Salerno begging for a flag here, but it looked like Courtney Dowdy got the hair and not the head of Hallie Driscoll, which is part of the uniform.
That is part of the uniform. She had her front hand on the front of the helmet. That's what it looked like was a personal foul, but that was more of a guide. You're right, she pulled her down by the hair.
Jiskra remaining in the backfield on a 3rd and 1. They're gonna go back to Jiskra up the middle. That should be enough for an LA first down as we meet their offense.
Shay Scahill, center.
Jerry Awaga, tight end.
Chelsea Hart, tight end.
Danielle Harvey, receiver.
Hallie Jiskra,
Wide receiver.
Mariah Lopez, running back.
Ashley Salerno, quarterback.
The key tonight is going to be the quarterback, Ashley Salerno. She's won 2 Legends Cup championships. She's the leader of this team, has to hold them together and don't turn the ball over.
So ball now on the Austin side of the field. Los Angeles trails this one 7-0. They're gonna go back to Jiskra. So obviously they have seen something in Hallie Jiskra, getting a lot of touches in this game, and now very slow to get up, favoring that right elbow. You could see clearly in pain as Hallie Jiskra, ooh. That looks like the elbow might possibly dislocated here.
Jiskra takes a big hit right there. This is exactly what Los Angeles does not need. Right there, bam, you can see she's in pain already on the ground. Now they lost Sherry Awaga in pregame warmups. Now they meet her backup, Jiskra. Wow, this is bad news for Los Angeles.
That is not a sight you want to see if you're a Los Angeles Temptation fan. Hallie Jiskra being taken off the field and in all likelihood out of this game.
That did not look good at all, but I was wrong. If you see the replay, I thought it was the initial hit by Megan Hansen, but it's actually when she slams her arm or elbow into the AstroTurf.
So we'll see how Los Angeles rebounds. It looks like they've inserted Chelsea Hart to the right tight end position, so a little shuffling in the personnel early for Los Angeles.
If there is good news,
We called it. They're not doing it. Ref. Hey, ref. Hey. Ref. They have to be. They can't have 4 in the box. The safety has to be back 7 yards. They're doing 4 in the box. You said you guys were going to call it.
That is Ashley Salerno lobbying the referee for a penalty. Meanwhile, we're going to take a media timeout. Los Angeles trailing it and now losing Hallie Jiskra. Back after this. Back to LFL football night here in Austin, Texas, where the Austin Acoustic lead the Los Angeles Temptation 7-0.
the good news is Mariah Lopez, the #1 ranked running back in the LFL, is now in the football game.
Yeah, that's a bit of a head scratcher. Not sure why Lopez did not get the start, and now they're going to go to her. A 4-yard carry, and you talked about it. She is currently the #1 ranked back based on yardage. You could see there by the numbers of 5.2 average. Why she didn't get the start tonight, I have no idea.
Really a questionable decision by offensive coordinator Rory Derry. I mean, she's one of the most exciting backs we've seen in the LFL this year, and she's not starting, and the two girls in front of her are now hurt. She has to play.
Well, what's worse is if you playing Hallie Jiskra out of position, she's an all-fantasy type tight end, but you put her in the backfield and take Mariah Lopez out of the game in the biggest game of the year. Makes absolutely no sense from a personnel standpoint.
And then also they had to put Chelsea Hart at tight end, and that's not her natural position.
That's Megan Hansen coming in to make the tackle on her former teammate, Ashley Salerno. Quietly, Megan Hansen is starting to at least accrue some numbers. We're used to seeing bigger numbers and bigger effort, but really, this is a more balanced defense. She doesn't need to be the superstar, especially when you have the Dowdy sisters playing in front of you.
It's great when you have the Dowdy sisters in front of you coming off the edge. That opens up a lot of tackles for her right on the A-gap.
So now a vital 4th and 6 for this Los Angeles offense. Ball at the Austin 20. Here comes the blitz up the middle. I'm not sure that shouldn't have drawn a flag.
How is that not holding?
And that's what Salerno's saying. That looked like possibly contact in the end zone. We're gonna get another look at this.
How is that not holding?
Salerno looking for a pass interference call, but that was way overthrown. There was double coverage with Daniels and Goldston out there, but the ball wasn't even close. The ref couldn't have called pass interference if he wanted to.
Now, we're going to come right back. I'm going to go spread right, and I want to go vertical switch. But I want you to run a vertical and single her up, okay? Pistol left sharp, let's go.
That's Mike Oliveira giving some marching orders as we come to the end of the first quarter. About a minute 19 remain. So a 7-play, 15-yard drive by Los Angeles did not yield any points as Michelle Angel and this offense take over. And look who's in the backfield. The Ferrari re-enters the game. 1st and 10 at the Austin 20. They're going to go to her. Wide open running and breaking through arm tackles. That is why Bobby Huco said number 13 should always be starting.
Her talent is unfair. Look, 8.4 yards per carry, and she didn't start the football game today. Give me a break.
Yeah, I don't think there's any reasoning. We did speak to Coach Oliveira. He said Mandy Pena is kind of the Rudy story of this team. They wanted to give her some touches because she has family here. But this isn't a high school game. You're playing for a possible playoff #1 seed. You've got to play your best horses.
Yeah, this isn't your senior season where all the seniors play. You're fighting for a playoff spot, and you have the GOAT, the greatest running back ever, and you don't start her? Unbelievable.
A 1st and 10 pass out to Cassandra Bills. That time Lindsey Cash with some decent coverage. Setting up a 2nd and 10. This is great field position for Austin. Inside the 11 of Los Angeles. Setting up the jet sweep. That is Chelsea Hart, the converted corner, playing some defensive end and all over Cassandra Bills.
Chelsea Hart, one of the smartest defensive players on this Los Angeles team. She said not again. She saw Bills come in motion, sniffed it out, and nailed her.
Come here.
Why are we fucking beating
Listen to me carefully, okay?
7-0.
Listen to me carefully. Listen, she just made one outstanding block to pop the other one open. I trust his personnel decisions. That wasn't what happened.
Where's the call?
Hey, that's not what happened. You missed a crack. When we run crack, you got to bang the defensive end.
Mike Oliveira having a very candid discussion with his starting quarterback, Michelle Angel. Austin leading this one 7-0. We'll be back for the second quarter.
LFL Mobile, giving you access to the gridiron goddesses of the LFL with exclusive photos, videos, live game reporting, and fan promotions. LFL Mobile. Download on your Android or iPhone.
Back to LFL football night, second quarter, as the Austin Acoustic lead it 7-0, and once again in great field position at the 15-yard line.
I agree with Michelle Angel. This is playoff implications tonight. You question the play calling. You question the starting lineup. They need to win this football game.
3rd and 14, stepping up in the pocket, wide open and caught. That is her center, Nicole Peterson, who slowly made some plays here in the passing game. Somewhat underrated.
Nicole Peterson is a solid athlete from Dallas, Texas. In the LFL game, the center is an eligible receiver. Great play selection by Mike Oliveira, and they find a big play to their center, Nicole Peterson.
So now 4th and 4 at the 5 of Los Angeles. This defense has got a hold. Already trailing this 7-0. Dropping back to pass again, wide open. Touchdown, Jerica Green. That looked to be miscommunication and coverage by that secondary for Los Angeles.
I love the design of this play. They bring Bills in motion. It's woman-to-woman coverage. So there goes the cornerback. And then you have Jerica Green, who makes like she's going to block. TJ Anderson does a little block, goes out in the flat. There's nobody there because the corner went with Bills.
And you could see the hold there. Up the middle, Nicole Peterson absolutely bear-hugging Monique Gaxiola. But bigger picture, it did feel like somebody in that secondary was supposed to cover the release play. Jerica Green wide open in the end zone. Now the extra point attempt again, Villalobos. This time that LA defense all over her. So the score will remain 13-0. A 5-play, 30-yard drive that took 2:32 off the clock. And now Austin leads it 13-0. We'll also take a media timeout as the rookie tight end, Jerica Green, catches the second touchdown pass of the half from Michelle Angel. Back to LFL football night in front of a packed house in Austin, Texas, where the Acoustic lead it 13-0.
Hey, Coach Mike Oliveira told me Jerica Green has the same kind of athletic talent, but offensively, than the Dowdy twins. Great catch.
Green putting Austin up 13-0, and meanwhile down on the field.
Timeout, Los Angeles. Their first timeout of the half.
Ashley Salerno not liking what she saw, so she called a
There's
timeout.
nothing that they're doing that we can't beat if we execute. Now, I want to throw the ball vertical. What do you want to do? Stop going?
That's Mike Oliveira still talking offensive strategy. You saw him get into it with Michelle Angel. And not to harken back to that point too much, personnel use is very key in a vital game like this. You shouldn't be seeing people like Mandy Pena. No disrespect to Mandy Pena. She's not Christelle Harris. And what Michelle Angel was saying, there's some people coming off the bench that have no reason to be out on the field in a game of this magnitude.
I can feel quarterback Michelle Angel. As a former quarterback, you want your top talent on the field with you all the time.
Here's a 1st and 10 jet sweep. That's Nas Johnson trying to use that speed to get the edge, but Brittany Dowdy all over her as we meet Austin's defense.
Brittany Dowdy, defensive end.
Courtney Dowdy,
defensive end.
Megan Hansen, linebacker. Cassandra Bills, free safety.
Chris Daniels, strong safety.
Rachel Washington, corner.
Marisa Golston, lockdown corner.
We spoke about them all night long, but they'll be all over the field tonight. The twin towers of destruction, Brittany Dowdy and Courtney Dowdy.
LA keeping it on the ground and on cue. That is Courtney Dowdy, one of the twin towers of destruction, blowing up Mariah Lopez. In fact, we got Lopez mic'd up. Let's listen in. That was a collision. When you've got that size coming at you and the numbers on Dowdy starting to rack up, her and her sister have become the best bookends in the LFL.
No question about it. For Lopez, that was like running into a rogue tidal wave. She just went down.
3rd and 2, empty backfield. Lopez flanked to the bottom of the screen. That is Ann Showtime Erler. From the shotgun, just getting the playoff is Salerno into the flat, wide open. That is Danielle Harvey, all the way down to the Austin 6-yard line. A 21-yard completion.
Great read by quarterback Ashley Salerno. There was serious pressure. They came with a jailhouse blitz. She looks in the flat on the release play, and she finds Harvey, who's a stud athlete. She gets a huge gainer down the sideline. Now LA has to capitalize when they got the ball in the red zone.
Yeah, we talk a lot about Harvey on the defensive side, and rightfully so, but she's one of the better pass receiving tight ends in the league. 1st and goal from the 6, going back to Lopez, and Lopez just falling forward will manage 2 yards on the carry. At least they're now going back to their featured running back.
Yeah, Lopez is fun to watch. She has a great skill set, and we mentioned it, nobody in the league gets to the hole quicker than her. She's excitement for Los Angeles. Now just keep her in the game.
Now a 2nd and goal for this offense, trailing at 13-0. And this offense isn't really built for a lot of points. So you've got to convert on these opportunities inside the red zone. As we approach the 6-minute mark of the 2nd quarter, they're going to go back to Lopez. Good blocking up front. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The 5'2" running back bursting into the end zone.
This is all Mariah Lopez. She has no blocking in front of her. She just wanted this more than the Austin defense. She split 2 defenders. Watch this. There's no blocking out there. It's just Lopez 1-on-2. She finds the hole. She gets right through both of them, 3 players, and gets in the end zone. What an effort.
Chris Daniels had a shot at Mariah Lopez at about the 2-yard line, could not get her down. Lopez at 5'3" really uses that size to her advantage.
Yeah, she's a greasy running back, tough to tackle. That leverage and that size and that speed, they just couldn't do it.
Now the extra point attempt as Salerno tries to hurry the offense up. Will not get the play off.
Hurry up!
Now barking at her offense.
Delay game. Number 8, Los Angeles. 5-yard penalty. Replay the try.
So that 1 point attempt from the 1 will now be pushed back to the 6-yard line.
That is simply unacceptable for a veteran quarterback. You can't have a delay of game after you score a touchdown.
So now Salerno will have to go to work from the 6-yard line, trailing this game by 7 points. Now, just because you're backed up to the 6-yard line, it doesn't turn it into a 2-point attempt. This still will remain a 1-point attempt by the Los Angeles Temptation.
And with Salerno, you always have options, the pass-run option, because she can run the football, as we all know.
Austin bringing the blitz up the middle, all over Salerno. That's caught, but no shot. Great coverage and containment by Chris Daniels. Now Mariah Lopez taking some exception to Daniels. So the extra point attempt, no good. The score remains 13-6, Austin.
Great play by Salerno. I'm not sure.
Number 20, personal fouls. Number 20 on the personal fouls. Watch that, ref.
Salerno trying to get on the official side. Both sides are. The coaches are. Rory Derry yelling right there. But you know what? Actually, Salerno just has to make plays.
That was a 5-play, 35-yard drive that took up 3:29. So an impressive answer by the Los Angeles offense to come within striking distance. Now a 1st and 10 for Michelle Angel and Austin. Again to Pena. And Pena just tiptoeing into the hole. She stood no chance against Danielle Harvey and TJ Anderson.
You know, I don't want to beat a dead horse, and the Jalapeno is a good athlete, but you have Christelle the Ferrari Harris, and this game means a lot. You're only up 7 points right now.
A 2nd and 8 after that 2-yard run by Pena, faking the draw, looking down the field, just lofting it. That looked like Tashay Winfrey and Michelle Angel.
Hey, ref, can you watch her holding after 5 yards? She's holding her like 6 yards down.
That looked like Michelle Angel and Tashay Winfrey were not on the same page. That incompletion setting up a 3rd and 8. Ball remains at the Austin 17-yard line. 4:23 remaining here in the 2nd quarter. From the shotgun, a bad snap back to Angel. Now dancing in the pocket, still trying to evade the rush. Looked like TJ Anderson almost got home, but Michelle Angel able to get rid of it. In fact, now they're going to call her down by contact, so that'll be a 7-yard sack.
I believe this is a bad call by Jason Gardier, their head referee. It looks like Angel is laying on top of TJ Anderson and gets rid of the football. She's not on the ground. That should be an incomplete pass.
I was going like that. You just saw it. Wow, man.
That is Michelle Angel agreeing with Bob Huco that she was not down. It'll be interesting to see if Austin elects to challenge this. And this looks like it is a timeout by Austin. Mike Oliveira going to talk it over with his quarterback.
Okay, look. Don't hesitate. Don't hesitate out here. If you're going to run a dig, break her off and get in there. Now, it just looked like it was happening too slow for her. I don't know. Okay, we're going to punt the ball. We're not going to come out of the end zone like this. We need to punt the ball, okay? The 4th down, we're going in the half. We get the stop. You know what? Fuck this shit. Let's.
We gotta go.
Okay, I need vertical switch stop and get it first. Can we do that?
Yeah.
Give me vertical switch stop out of Air Force on that side.
Go, let's do it.
Well, that's why I'm trying to get you to switch. Okay, now come off the ball. Hey, come off. Okay, come off and get away.
Look at where
Now,
down is. Come
hey,
back 5 yards short.
give her some time to get through and then get behind her, okay?
That side.
We're going spread left. We're going to go Air Force spread left, vertical switch stop, okay? Give her some time. She's bailing on you, right? Help left and right, okay? Okay, all right, let's go. Vertical switch stop.
Hey,
I need a first.
You're both on
No,
the same
wait. Wait, they marked it back there?
Yeah. They marked me down. They marked the sack.
Okay, then we got to go vertical switch and go.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, vertical switch and go.
All right.
Hey, you want to be singled or not? No, I want you loose. Spread left, vertical switch.
Surprisingly, no discussion about the sack on Angel. Now let's go down to the field for an injury update with Heidi.
Guys, a ton of injuries have marred the Los Angeles Temptation. Hallie Driska, Chelsea Hart, and Marissa Lopez have all been ruled out of the game. It'll be interesting to see if the backups can step up. Back to you guys.
The backups have stepped up already. It's a one-score game. They're playing great football on the LA side. You brought up a great point. I don't know why head coach Mike Oliveira did not challenge that sack. It wasn't a sack. It would have been 4th and 8 instead of 4th and 15. Now they're going to punt the football or try a bomb.
And surprisingly, no discussion of challenging that sack on Angel inside that huddle. Instead, setting up for this 4th and 15. Angel buying time down the field. All kinds of contact, no call. Good coverage that time by Ann Erler. So that'll turn it over on downs to Los Angeles.
I got to question everything in the past 2 minutes, what Mike Oliveira is doing. 4th and 15, he tries this play instead of punting the football, but he should have challenged the previous play. It would have been a makeable 4th and 8 instead of 4th and 15.
And why not punt it in that scenario? You're going to turn it over on downs if you don't complete a 4th and 15 pass. The percentage of that is very low. If you don't complete it, you're going to give Los Angeles the ball inside the 10-yard line.
If Randy Moss was here right now, he would say, come on, man, what are you doing giving the ball to Salerno like this?
As I mentioned, Los Angeles now inside the 10 of Austin. Kind of a stack set, setting up the run. That's what they're going to do to Nas Johnson. Allie Fan. How about the rookie corner playing off the block and tackling Johnson for a no-gain carry?
Annie Erler was trying to block Allie Fan. She's hurt. She's limping bad right now. Allie Fan just threw her off and made a great play, but Erler's hurt.
Time not a factor. 3 minutes remaining, no timeouts for Los Angeles. What do you do here? Do you highlight Mariah Lopez, keep it on the ground, or perhaps a release play to Danielle Harvey?
You can do all kind of options with one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. She can run, she can throw, she can do whatever she wants. Defenses have to be on their toes when Salerno's playing quarterback.
That's Miles in motion, rolling right, wide open. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Danielle Harvey on a release play.
Wow, the congregation has just witnessed something special. Perfect technique by Salerno on the bootleg. Perfect route by Danielle Harvey getting behind the safety. You cannot execute it any better than that. They have the ball game right now. I think they have 1 point to tie this up. Unbelievable turn of events for Los Angeles.
LA hurrying it to the line of scrimmage on an all-important extra point attempt. This is Salerno reaching out to the goal line. They're going to give it to her. To the dismay of Marissa Goldston. Goldston thought she had tackled Salerno before the goal line.
That is Ashley Salerno being Ashley Salerno. She just wanted those points more than Austin. She stretched and made it. We got a tie ball game. Incredible.
Give credit to this Los Angeles team. Without Sherry Awaga, without Marissa Lopez and Hallie Jiskra, tying the Austin Acoustic on the road. Unbelievable.
Coaching mistakes by Austin tied this ball game up. If they would have challenged that sack on Michelle Angel, I got a feeling it wouldn't be 13-13 right now.
I think you got to lay this on the doorstep of Mike Oliveira. You had an opportunity to challenge that sack and or punt the ball. You did neither. 2 plays later, Los Angeles was in the end zone. 1st and 10 at the 15, draw play. This is the Ferrari. Christelle Harris, an 11-yard carry. The LA defense has no answer for number 13.
I think her teammates' parents come to watch her play. There's nobody better at running back than the Ferrari, Christelle Harris. She needs more touches tonight.
So 1 play later, the ball already out the near midfield. And we're going to get a stoppage here.
This is a 2-minute warning.
That is our 2-minute warning from Austin, Texas. It has been the Los Angeles Temptation rallying late on a pair of scores, tying up the game. Back to LFL football night in Austin, Texas. in a 13-13 battle.
Power, and then go glide power and throw it. Go. Glide power. Glide power.
Mike Oliveira trying to pull something out of his hat right now, but it's his decision. I really question. Even starting this game off, we mentioned Mandy Pena's a good athlete, but she's not Christelle the Ferrari Harris, who's averaging over 10 yards a carry right now.
And I don't care if somebody's Rudy and is at every practice, you've got to use your best horses in a Western Conference key game like this. That's Christelle Harris. Speaking of horses, about 580 horses to a Ferrari, a 17-yard carry as Austin now set up inside the 7 of Los Angeles.
The Ferrari's greatness is not an accident. Look at her just blowing away from the Hall of Famer, Mo Gaxiola. Every time she touches the football, you get this pure excitement.
You get a feeling that there's not enough speed on the defensive side of the ball for Los Angeles to match up to number 13.
But this offense is so dangerous with her in the backfield. I hate to say it, with Mandy Pena, you just don't feel like it's a dangerous offense.
First and goal. Here's Christelle Harris. Had an opening that closed. Give credit to Mariah Lopez, the left corner, forcing out Christelle Harris.
Mariah Lopez totally outmatched. Did a great job getting her out of bounds. I thought she was going to get in the end zone.
So now inside the 1-yard line. Clock did stop. We are inside of 2 minutes, so every out of bounds play and incomplete pass will stop the clock. And that will as well, a flag. Michelle Angel pointing toward Los Angeles.
Illegal substitution, number 5, Los Angeles. Half the distance to the goal. Still second down.
That's Melissa Miles, who came in late, so Los Angeles gets flagged for it. That'll move it to about the 1-yard line, actually inside the 1. That's Christelle Harris in the backfield. What surge up the middle. Hitting that gap was T.J. Anderson. A great tackle.
The only way to catch a bus is to think like a bus. She knew that Christelle Harris was going to bounce it outside. She was there for her. T.J. Anderson having a great game tonight.
T.J. Anderson coming off concussion protocol and making an impact on this game already. Now a second and goal at the 3. Toss right. Christelle Harris. Nobody on the right side. Walking into the end zone for an Austin touchdown.
Great block by Cassandra Bills, cracking back on T.J. Anderson. And then Jerica Green just taking Lopez out of the stadium. That's why nobody was outside to tackle the Ferrari.
Yeah, Jerica Green has really come on up front in this O-line for Austin. Is fast becoming one of the better ones in the entire league. And blocking for number 13, well, that's just icing on the cake as the career yards continue to mount for Christelle Harris. Now the extra point attempt. That's Villalobos. They're going to go for a 2-point conversion. We've seen her surge up the middle. This time throwing it. Deflected at the last second by Ann Erler. So Austin will retain a 6-point lead with 1:08 remaining.
I know that the coaching staff for Austin put in that package for Villalobos to play the Wildcat quarterback, but you know what? Getting back to what you have and what's the best in the league, your quarterback and Christelle Harris. And you have Villalobos, a running back, defensive end, throwing passes now. I think Angel was the top quarterback the last 2 years in a row.
Michelle Angel has been the top-rated passer the last 2 seasons. Meanwhile, down on the field, a pretty good one for Los Angeles. Ashley Salerno with 1:08 remaining. That's Ann Erler in motion. From the shotgun, rolling right, trying to evade the rush. Down the field. Nearly intercepted by Chris Daniels and dropped.
Melissa Miles actually had coverage beat deep in the end zone, but here we go again. One of the Dowdy sisters, the Twin Towers, all over Salerno. She couldn't get anything on the football, was way short.
And Chris Daniels had a great shot. Marissa Golston almost I've said it before. This Austin secondary is the most complete secondary in the LFL, with corners Rachel Washington and Marissa Golston, as well as safeties Cassandra Bills and Chris Daniels.
Chris Daniels is having an outstanding game. She's all over LA's receivers.
2nd and 10. LA keeping in an extra blocker, and that was hit in stride through the arms, or I should say the hands, of Michelle Kenny.
The delivery was a little high by quarterback Salerno, but Kenny's got to bring that ball in, hit her in the hands.
Michelle Kenny has never really lived up to expectations. Very athletic. In fact, got some time at quarterback in the absence of Ashley Salerno last year. But really, that athleticism has never translated to the field.
That's the problem. She's a great all-around athlete, but Rory Derry, the offensive coordinator for LA, can't figure out where to play her.
3rd and 10. Ball remains at the Los Angeles 15, setting up Salerno. Brittany Dowdy blowing up the center, Shalyn Scahill, and all over Salerno.
Scahill is going to have nightmares about the Dowdy twins at defensive end. Like you said, she wanted nothing to do with that twin
Timeout, Austin. Their second and final timeout of the half.
Offense! Offense on me right now! Offense on me! We got 45 seconds. We practiced this before. If you catch the ball on the outside, you hit the wall. You get as much yards as you can, and then you hit the wall. You get up as quick as you can because we still might have to kill, okay?
Michelle Angel, that's what quarterbacks do. They tell the rest of the team, remind them. They probably already know that, but you always remind them, here's what we're going to do.
So a lot of strategy here in the final 43 seconds in a game that the Austin Acoustic lead 19-13. And here's the $1 million question. If you're the Los Angeles Temptation facing a 4th and 12 inside your 13-yard line, do you punt it here?
Absolutely. 4th and long, you got Salerno, who played soccer goalie at Cal Poly. She could probably punt it out of the stadium. Yeah, take it deep the other way.
It looks like they are setting up the punt, kind of a low-line pooch punt that gets into the end zone for a touchback. That's still a good play if you're Los Angeles, because now you're forcing Austin to drive the length of the field 35 yards from the 15 in 36 seconds with no timeouts.
You're right. LA's in a good position. If they can stop Austin right here and go into halftime only 1 score down, that's a win for Los Angeles.
Yeah, especially being down to the personnel they are right now.
They got 1 or fewer timeouts. Keep things in front of you. Keep things in front of you. I don't care if there's one in the back. Play a nice, safe cover 3. Danielle, you're roaming short middle zone like a robber, but cover 3. Think cover 3 by corners and safety. Okay.
So that's Hunter Hudson, the defensive coordinator and co-head coach of Los Angeles. Austin does not have any timeouts. Coach Hudson was not sure of that with 37 seconds remaining.
The only thing you want to prevent is Bills getting behind your coverage, and I think he did that by calling cover 3.
Inside handoff, interesting call by Austin, kind of a give-up play. That was a 4-yard carry by Harris, but a lot of time coming off the clock.
Even though it's a Ferrari Harris, you're right. Look at all the time that came off the clock. They need to get a play off.
We'll see if they try to kill it here. That's what they're going to do with Angel. Michelle Angel telling Christelle Harris that you got to get up in that scenario. So that did stop the clock. 19.1 seconds remain. Michelle Angel certainly has the arm to get it into the end zone from here.
And she has the receiver, Cassandra Cash Money Bills, who can get there.
A low snap back to Angel, going to Bills. Underthrown and intercepted. That is Annie Showtime Erler, still on her feet. All the way down to about the 13-yard line of Austin. A great return by Erler, and still a second on the clock.
Sometimes Batman's cape gets stuck in the door. Michelle Angel having a great first half, but simply underthrew the football. Bills was open deep for a touchdown. Angel didn't get the ball there, but look at this return. Annie Erler, looking like it was 5 years ago in Green Bay, almost goes coast to coast.
A 31-yard return by Ann Erler, setting up Los Angeles here with 2 seconds. They'll get at least one shot to the end zone. Who do you target?
If I was in there, you got one pure receiver, and that's Melissa Miles. Go to her in the end zone.
Here we go, 2.6 seconds. That's Miles in motion to the bottom of the screen. As Salerno looks over that defense, now drop back to pass, and that had no chance. Underthrown, actually make it overthrown over the head of Melissa Miles. A golden opportunity lost for LA. Let's go down to the field.
Guys, I'm down on the field here with Los Angeles co-head coach Hunter Hudson. Coach, not a lot of people expected you to come on the road to Austin, line up against the #1 ranked team, and have the success you're having. How do you explain how your girls are battling so hard?
They're fearless. They've worked their butts off since last November, a lot of them. Everyone's rising to the challenge. We've been decimated by injuries. We've had to make changes on the fly. The girls are playing so hard. They're adapting to every drive. We're just really impressed, and I think we're going to hang tough the second half and come out with a W.
Thanks, Coach. Guys, a confident and safe to say encouraged Coach Hudson. Back to you guys.
And we would say that Hunter Hudson and Rory Derry have outcoached Mike Oliveira. A 13-9 deficit. This game's still in play. We will come back with halftime festivities after this.
We got this. If it wasn't for those 3 mistakes, man, we should be up on this team. This is just an old cliche. Every time we play them, we shoot ourselves in the foot and then show them how good we are at the last minute.
Okay, they get the ball back, no problem. You did it the first time. Stop them, we'll go score.
An instant classic as we welcome you back to LFL Football Night. Mitch Mortaza and Bobby Hugo in a game that the Austin Acoustic lead 19-13 at halftime. Now, despite that 6-point lead, this feels like this is anybody's game in the second half.
No, you're right. It's great football, but I'm really impressed with Los Angeles. They've been devastated by injuries in the first half. 3 key players, Holly Gister, Marissa Lopez, and then, of course, Sherry Awaga. I think they're going to miss her more than anyone because she's a top target at tight end for Salerno, but on defense, she is simply devastating.
Yeah, great off the edge, rushing the passer. Now let's talk more defensive football, specifically with the Austin Acoustic, the #1 ranked defense coming into tonight's game. And they've lived up to that billing through one half of football, limiting arguably the best quarterback in league history to 2 completions in Ashley Salerno. And Mariah Lopez, by the way, the #1 ranked back coming into tonight, 15 yards on the ground against this defense.
You're right. They're #1 in the LFL on defense for a reason. Actually, 2. How do you spell it? D-O-W-D-Y. Brittany and Courtney Dowdy are the 2 top defensive players, I think, in the league. Coming off the edge, the defensive ends, boom, they attack the quarterback. They're devastating against the run. The Twin Towers of Destruction in Austin are killing it tonight.
Yeah, great defensive football, but despite that good defense on both sides of the ball, there has been some scoring in the first half. Let's look at our scoring plays. In the first quarter, the sole score, Cassandra Bills, better known as Cash Money, hauling in this 6-yard touchdown reception from Michelle Angel. That gave Austin a 7-0 lead. The remaining scoring all came in the second quarter. Early on, Jessica Green, the rookie tight end, with another touchdown reception from Michelle Angel. That gave Austin a 13-0 lead, and possibly the route was on. But LA said, hold on a second. It was Mariah Lopez capping an impressive 5-play, 35-yard drive with this 4-yard touchdown run. Then it was Ashley Salerno finding her tight end, Danielle Harvey, with this 10-yard strike to the end zone. That tied it up at 13-13, and we had a ball game. Moments before the half, open up the garage. It's the Ferrari taking it in from 4 yards. That gave Austin its halftime lead of 19-13 as we look at our stats.
I'm really surprised that Los Angeles did not really try to establish the run with the league's #1 running back in Lopez. Instead, for some reason, they went running back by committee. That really hurt them. Austin played a solid first half with a balanced offense, but really riding its defense as it has all season. LA has to get the ball into the hands of Lopez, and for Austin, simply control the game by getting more touches to the Ferrari.
Both teams need a win to clinch a playoff berth. It all comes down to a final 20 minutes of football. Here we go. The second half is next. Back to LFL football night in Austin, Texas. Before we get going here in the third quarter, we sat down with that coach, Mike Oliveira, to talk about this Austin run.
Coach, what a turnaround you've captained here, taking a previous winless team into the Legends Cup last season and now this season, possibly entering the playoffs as the #1 seed. Do you ever sit back and pinch yourself and think, how did we end up at the top of the mountain?
Sometimes, I guess, sometimes I do, but really, I get more. It's so fragile for us because we're still a young team, and it's so new to us in terms of like having a championship organization and what it takes to be that good. It's a nonstop effort. So you can pause and enjoy it from time to time, but you've got to keep working and you have to keep evolving and improving. Otherwise, all those hopes and dreams go down the tubes.
Mike Oliveira, one of the best coaches in the LFL, made some great off-season moves. He brought in Michelle Angel at quarterback, and of course, he's got the Ferrari at running back.
And you don't pick up those free agents unless you've built a franchise that these players believe in and believe they can win a championship.
We got a change problem. Even we have issues sometimes.
Oh, you guys have a lot of issues.
Oh, I set myself up for that one, didn't I?
Ashley Salerno having some fun with the head referee, Jason Gardner. As we get underway here in the third quarter, Los Angeles, despite all the odds and all the injuries, only 6 points back of the #1 ranked Austin Acoustic. Courtney Dowdy picking up where her and her sister left off, a 2-yard loss on Naz Johnson.
What speed and strength by the Dowdy twins. Unbelievable. She went right through Danielle Harvey, all fantasy tight end. Now the weight difference is huge. Harvey's only 135, Dowdy's 195, so she plows through her very easily.
So a 2nd and 12 after that 2-yard loss by Naz Johnson. Johnson in motion to the top of the screen from the shotgun. Here comes Dowdy's sisters off the edge, working down the field and nearly caught. Another opportunity lost by this Los Angeles offense. Perfect placement by Salerno to Ann Erler.
What a pass. On the move, she throws a perfect down the chimney pass right in Erler's hands. All she has to do is catch the football. And she's a great athlete. I cannot believe she didn't catch it.
Line up in it, line up in it.
Ashley Salerno on the run, and you could see her numbers from the first half. Not very impressive. Only 2 completions, but it was really that pass rush of the Dowdies that impacted those numbers. Now 8:40 remain in the third, rolling right again, and again down the field to Erler. This time better coverage by Rachel Washington. That'll fall incomplete, setting up a 4th and 12.
Rachel Washington, we all know she's got great speed at defensive back. She was step for step with Erler. They tried to go right back at her. That was a little short on the pass. Never quite got out there for Erler to catch it.
Apparently they liked what they saw on that previous play as Erler got behind the coverage. But Rachel Washington, and I said it in the first half, there's been no more complete secondary in LFL history than what they have here in Austin. Again, rolling right for a 3rd time, throwing across her body and caught. What a play by Ashley Salerno, and there's the arm strength. 9 out of 10 quarterbacks throwing across their body. That gets intercepted on a tight rope to Mariah Lopez.
99 out of 100 times, quarterbacks can't make that throw. You're not supposed to. You get benched for making throws like that. But the arm talent on Ashley Salerno was incredible. Cross her body, cross the field, finds Lopez. Unbelievable play.
And Lopez making plays in the passing game as well as the run game. So that 18-yard connection setting up a 1st and 10. Here comes the pressure on Salerno again. That is Brittany Dowdy came in unblocked, and Salerno very slow to get up here. In fact, remains down. Just now getting up to her feet. You could see she took quite a whack from Brittany Dowdy. Dowdy just coming down with force on Ashley Salerno.
Timeout for an injured player, number 8.
And now Salerno could be forced out.
I'm not fine. No, I'm not going out. I'm not going out.
Okay, listen up. Hey, listen up.
I'm fine. I don't have a concussion. I hit my back.
Okay, listen
I'm
up.
fine.
Here we go.
Bullshit. I'm not going out.
That is LFL Medical telling Ashley Salerno she's got to get out of this game and be reviewed under the league's concussion protocol. And you can see Salerno having no part of it.
Let's go, man. Come on. Now, let's go. Fuck. Hey, that was money down right there. Come on, money down.
Salerno's one of the top competitors ever in the LFL. She's complaining to the doctors that she hit her back, not her head. It's not a concussion, but they're pulling her out of the game.
So now Ann Erler, the backup quarterback, obviously the starter for a long time in Green Bay, will move into that starting rotation. We'll see if Salerno returns. She seemed fine when she got up, and she said, it's my back, not my head. We'll see how it plays out. 2nd and 10.
I'm fucking playing. Call it. Fucking dirty ass fucking team. I have to go in.
Salerno yelling at everybody now, forcing her way back into this game. Reviewed on the sideline and apparently cleared. A 3rd and 19 as Salerno returns to the lineup.
The Snake is back in the game. She's not sitting on the sideline saying, yes, she's in, but you saw how rusty Ann Erler is. She hasn't played quarterback forever, probably got no snaps this week, and mishandled the handoff.
So Salerno back into the game on a 3rd and 19, empty backfield, rolling right, look to check down, now throwing to the end zone, deflected, caught! Unbelievable concentration by Mariah Lopez, and a gutsy pass off the bench by Ashley Salerno.
Do not try this at home. Here we go again, throwing across her body all the way across the field. She doesn't look like she has a concussion. What concentration in the end zone by Lopez. Bounce off a defender. LA is back in this game. Wow.
Marissa Goldston had great coverage, but that ball deflected and into the arms of Mariah Lopez. Oh, and by the way, we have a tie ball game.
Michael Rivera is in shock right now.
I'm fucking fine. Nah. They're trying to pull me out. No. Oh, you guys got lucky. Austin, you guys got lucky. They pulled all our players. They pulled all our fucking players. You're gonna pull me, I'm fine. That's bullshit. You pulled all of our players. I
Where'd
just
she go?
scored a fucking touchdown.
Where'd she go? Hey, Solano, come here.
I'm not.
Come here. Come here.
I'm not going.
I'm not playing if you're not playing.
Huh?
Absolute
So
chaos.
the doctor is telling me that Solano has to go back to the locker room to get evaluated by the doctor, okay?
I'm gonna say this one more fucking time. When we're in cover 3, I should have 3 fucking people in a straight line. Don't speak up, shut up, don't listen to me, okay, please. Listen, right now, listen. He said cover 3, correct? Listen to me. The reason you're not hearing it is because we're not talking then. But I should have 3 people deep. Nothing should ever get completed over our head in cover 3. Never. So, go back at him, give me some stops, and let's win this game. Come on now, let's go.
All we're gonna do is test. Come on.
So a lot going on down on the field as Ashley Salerno now forcefully removed from the field
No, let's hurry up and do it.
by LFL Medical, and then Mike Oliveira going off on his secondary for allowing Mariah Lopez to get behind him.
They're trying to rig the game because they know we're gonna win.
And Salerno still barking on her way off the field, and Ann Erler once again enters as the quarterback for Los Angeles.
Salerno should just go take the test. If she's fine, she'll be welcomed back in the game, but she has to take the test.
So here's the 1-point attempt as Los Angeles has tied this game against Austin. Rolling back, the Dowdy sisters all over Erler. There is just no answer off the edge for Brittany and Courtney Dowdy.
A lot of lookout blocks up front on the blocking from Los Angeles. You saw when Salerno got destroyed. Here we go with her backup, Annie Erler. Nobody touches the Dowdy sisters. You have to block them. You have to try to cut them or something. They're killing your quarterbacks.
Yeah, that looked like Michelle Kenny, the right tight end, just went out into the pattern, didn't even chip Brittany Dowdy, and as a result, the extra point failing as Austin returns back to the field.
Hey, let's go! Fuck that shit! Hey, we did a shit for Ashley! Yeah, fuck that!
That's Hall of Fame middle
That's
linebacker
so easy.
Mo Gaxiola all over Michelle Angel.
LA's defense had this option play snuffed out. The Hall of Famer just nailed the quarterback, Michelle Angel. Then Lindsey Cash went out and got the Ferrari.
2nd and 12, draw play to Christelle Harris. Nice job there by Danielle Harvey to stand up Harris and limit her to a 5-yard carry.
There was nothing there. She made a great jump cut to get outside. I don't know how she got 5 yards on it, but that's why she's the GOAT.
A 3rd and 7 from the Austin 18-yard line. And who would have thunk it? 4 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, and we've got a tied ball game in Austin. A 3rd and 7 delayed handoff. This is Harris. Still on her feet. Just pure will. And a 13-yard carry. That'll set up a 1st and 10 for Austin.
Great read by Michelle Angel, the quarterback, the RPO offense. She saw the safety, Lopez, drop back, so she hands the ball off because there's nobody in the middle. Huge gain for Harris.
So now a 1st and 10 at the Austin 19. Make it the LA 19. A quick response here by the Austin offense. And this is what you got to do, because there's a lot of confidence right now on the Los Angeles side.
Number 18, Los Angeles. That penalty is declined. Result of the play is a 1st down.
So the Los Angeles offense was actually offside. That'll be declined. A 1st and 10 again from the 19 of LA.
It's just amazing when you have the Ferrari in the backfield, how she opens up the entire offense. They have to respect her and come up.
Here's again a draw play to Harris. Here's that swarming defense for Los Angeles. That time TJ Anderson and a host of defenders.
TJ Anderson, we talked about her earlier, having a whale of a football game, but you saw that safeties came up. That's going to open up Michelle Angel to throw the ball deep.
2nd and 8 as we approach the 3-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. The Austin offense on the move from the 17-yard line. Looking to the right flat, caught and dropped. Normally the sure-handed Cassandra Bills, not able to come up with it.
Wow, her hands look like 2 bricks right there, just bounced off. Great pass by Angel. Great read again. They faked it to Harris, stopped right outside, wide open, just dropped the ball.
Outside of the first half, Bills has not got a lot of targets in this game. We saw the mismatch on the outside against Lindsey Cash. Surprised they're not looking to that more often.
Michelle Angel and Mike Oliveira said they were going to go deep. They haven't yet.
So now a 3rd and 8, a possible pass play from the pocket, just trying to get rid of it. Angel takes a hit, and now she's slow to get out. Holding her head, that is not something you want to see if you're an Austin fan. And here comes the medical staff. They'll evaluate Angel. That could be another concussion protocol.
Ow, watch her head hit the turf. Wow, hard hit from TJ Anderson. I don't know who was having a better game, TJ Anderson or the Dowdy twins from Austin. 3 great defensive ends tonight.
So now we've got both backups in the game. That's Tashay Winfrey, the longtime starter here in Austin, coming in for Michelle Angel. On a 4th and 8, dropping back to pass, good protection. Throwing into traffic, that had no chance. Pass intended for Chris Daniels. So Los Angeles holds, and Austin has got to be concerned now with the starter, Michelle Angel, going back into the locker room.
The only difference is Tashay Winfrey almost won the entire thing, the Legends Cup last year. She has great experience and a great arm.
Media timeout.
And we've got a media timeout. Both Ashley Salerno and Michelle Angel getting knocked out of this game. We'll see if the backups can step up. Back with third quarter action after this. Back to LFL football night on a balmy night in Austin, Texas. Let's go down to the field for an injury update.
Guys, I just confirmed with LFL Medical, both starting quarterbacks are out of the game right now under the concussion protocol. As we find out more information, we'll keep you updated. Back to you guys.
So that's Heidi Golznick with the injury update. Ann Erler on the left side of your screen and Tashay Winfrey on the right side. They're going to factor big if Salerno and Angel can't return.
LA is getting devastated with all these injuries. Their player pool has suddenly turned into a puddle.
Yeah, that's a mash unit inside that Los Angeles locker room right now. A 2nd and 13. What do they say with the New England Patriots? Next woman up, Ann Erler's up. From the shotgun, fakes the handoff, going down the field. Miles had gotten behind the coverage, but that's the difference between Erler and Salerno. Erler just doesn't have the arm.
Well, she used to. She was an all-fantasy quarterback in Green Bay, but like I mentioned, she has not been getting any reps at quarterback, and trust me, tonight, you don't think you're going to play when you back up Ashley Salerno, who never gets hurt. This is the one injury, a concussion, that could pull her out.
And she is being evaluated for a concussion. We'll get word from LFL Medical to you as soon as we receive it up here. Dropping back to pass, setting up the screen and dropped. I'm not sure Naz Johnson wanted to catch that as Cassandra Bills and Courtney Dowdy were converging.
When you have a backup quarterback in the game, the rest of the team has got to help her out. Great throw by Erla. Catch the ball, Naz. Just run it before she caught it.
That's Naz Johnson clearly disgusted inside the huddle. Los Angeles has got to come up with those opportunities in a game really that they don't have any business being in with all the injuries. They still got an opportunity to steal this one on the road.
That's the crazy part about it. 19-19 and a half their teams in the locker room.
Timeout. Los Angeles. Their first timeout of the half.
That's right, bitches, I'm back.
Ashley Salerno.
Nate, they took you out, so I took their quarterback out.
TJ Anderson, not a lot of class on that sideline, saying, I knocked out their quarterback because they forced you out of the game. So we haven't gotten a report from Michelle Angel yet. Interesting to see, but to your point earlier, Bobby Hugo, you did mention Tashay Winfrey has a lot more recent experience than Ann Erler, but that points out the window because number 8, the Snake, is back.
She didn't look like she had a concussion. I'm not a doctor, but her eyes did not look glazed out when she threw that touchdown pass.
So now a 3rd and 10. Salerno going to be tested right out of the locker room. Rolling left, throwing across her body again. There's that arm strength complete to Mariah Lopez. A 5-yard connection.
I'm going to tell you what. Austin might be in trouble right now. Without Michelle Angel in the game, I know Tashay played before, but right now, Salerno looks like she's on a roll.
A 4th and 5. Could Los Angeles mount a drive here? That really puts the pressure on Tashay Winfrey, who's clearly not ready to step in as the starting quarterback. 4th and 5 as this Austin crowd comes to life. Dropping back to pass, Salerno in the pocket, a lot of traffic, just lobs it up and intercepted. An ill-advised pass into traffic. That is Chris Daniels, the outstanding safety for Austin all over this.
Daniels is turning into one of the top thieves in the LFL. The ball way short. Miles was open for a touchdown. Again, the Dowdy sisters putting heat on Salerno. She couldn't get any oomph on the football, and it didn't get there.
Yeah, Salerno just can't get her feet set because of the heavy rush off the edge. They've got to get some maximum protection here in the fourth quarter because she's got no opportunity in the pocket.
Sometimes as a quarterback, you have to say, whoa, instead of giddy up. It was only 4th and 5, and she tried to get it all.
1st and 10, a mishandled snap by Winfrey. And that's Kenny, able to get Winfrey down for an 8-yard loss. So Tashay Winfrey really struggling in the absence of Michelle Angel. And that bodes well for this Los Angeles offense as they try to literally steal a game on the road in Austin. And that will bring us to the end of 3 quarters of play. Austin's defense shutting down LA. Back for the final 10 minutes after this.
10 minutes.
Put it all out on the line.
You have no choice but to make it happen.
The fourth quarter starts now.
Back for the final 10 minutes here in Austin, Texas. A 19-19 game, having lived up to all the hype. This is what we expected coming into tonight.
Just a crazy game. We have Tashay Winfrey at quarterback. Who would have called that?
A toss right to Christelle Harris. That's a good call by Mike Oliveira. Tashay Winfrey struggling in place of Michelle Angel. So why not go to your ace, the Ferrari?
Very smart call. You saw when she threw the football, Winfrey was way off target. The Ferrari's having an unbelievable game, over 10 yards a carry. Yeah, give her the football.
A 3rd and 4 at the Austin 23, delayed draw. This is Christelle Harris just bulldozing over Mariah Lopez, treating her kind of like a pest on her leg. And we've got a flag. This could be on Austin.
Holding. Number 11, offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Still 3rd down.
That's the center, Nicole Peterson, being caught for a hold. So that'll back him up, make it a 3rd and 14. And how many times have we seen those holds become drive killers?
Well, you saw it early in the game. You pointed it out that Peterson has a tendency to put her hands outside the defender's shoulders, which the ref's always going to call a hold.
So 3rd and 14, ball backed up to the Austin 13-yard line as Winfrey looks over that LA defense. Good snap this time. Down the field, and there's the rocket arm of Tashay Winfrey, but Cassandra Bills could not get under it. Those two have not had a lot of reps because obviously Michelle Angel has taken all the starter reps in the offseason and through 3 games.
Well, that's it. That's all practice right there. These two have hooked up before many times, but that ball was so far overthrown. You can't throw Bills like that. You got to put some air under it.
Here's a big test for Tashay Winfrey. Again, Austin not electing to punt it on a 4th and 14. Winfrey stepping up in the pocket and now has got to take off. Danielle Harvey and Mo Gaxiola will get the stop in LA. A big turnover on downs.
You got to wonder why they didn't punt this football. 4th and 14 inside your 15. You're allowed to punt. Your quarterback's not hot, and she's definitely not going to run for 15 yards. They're giving LA the ball deep in their own territory again.
And let's give credit to that LA secondary. Winfrey had a lot of time in the pocket, able to step up. Great coverage. There was no separation by our receivers.
You got to give the receiver a chance, though, right there. The way Mo Gaxiola and Danielle Harvey converged on the quarterback, there's just no way she would have ran for 15.
Ready?
You got to go back to power and run all the stuff that we were running before you went out, okay?
And that's Michelle Angel. That's a good sight. She's at least on the sideline. We'll see if she's cleared. This is Salerno wide open. Melissa Miles, who's had shaky hands throughout most of the season, hauls in a 23-yard touchdown pass.
Perfect pass from Salerno. This one would have been hard to drop. Plants the foot, throws it out there. Miles has the speed. She gets under the football. LA takes the lead in Austin. Who would have called this?
Surprising that Allie Fan, that's who was beat from Austin by Melissa Miles, was in that corner position when Rachel Washington and Marissa Goldston have had such a good half of football.
You gotta wonder, that was a 3D coverage and Miles burst right by him.
Here's the extra point attempt as LA's taken the lead. Caught! That is the play they scored on in the first half. A release play to Danielle Harvey. And now, unexpectedly, the Los Angeles Temptation, who came into Austin as underdogs, are up 26-19.
Nobody in the LFL thought this would happen deep into the game. The LA Temptation beating Austin at home. Just incredible.
Guys, we have the official word from LFL Medical. Both quarterbacks have cleared the concussion protocol and are back in the game. Back to you guys.
Well, that's good news, not only for the teams, but for the fans. A lot of people look forward to this game because of Michelle Angel.
Gun left. Flow, power.
Slamage, fuck that. Play super aggressive, play your game. Anytime she enters the field of play, I want you to lay head out. Perfect play, Harvey. Great fucking play.
That is Hunter Hudson and earlier Mike Oliveira. But getting back to my earlier point, the reason everybody circled this game on the schedule was the showdown between Ashley Salerno and Michelle Angel. And now the fans and us, we're going to get a chance to see that heading into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, we're in for a treat with these two quarterbacks, and LA somehow, with all these injuries, up a touchdown.
That's Christelle Harris on the ground, a 4-yard carry. This LA defense has kind of tightened up on Harris. Much better tackling than the first half.
When they do that, they have to bring the safeties up, and they told me, Mike Oliveira and Michelle Angel, the quarterback, that's the game plan. When they come up to shut down Christelle, I'm going deep.
A 2nd and 6 from the Austin 19-yard line. Another draw play to Christelle Harris. And a good stop, T.J. Anderson, who's quietly had a game MVP-type performance.
She has been all over the football field. I mentioned it, just like the Dowdy twins. Just great defensive football.
It looks like Austin is really resolute to put the ball in the hands of Christelle Harris or possibly be setting up play action here.
I think they're setting something up because they have Bills outside and nobody can stop her.
3rd and 2, ball at the Austin 23. Here comes that LA blitz. Picked up nicely by Austin, and that's complete. You called it, Bobby Hugo. Cassandra Bills on a 13-yard reception. There's absolutely no corner on the Los Angeles side, or you can make an argument across the league that can lock up Cassandra Bills.
Absolutely. Look at those numbers. 17 yards a catch, and she's an option. It's an option route. They know she can blow by her, so they do a stop, an 8-yard stop. They needed 7. She got 8 and got the first down.
1st and 10, toss right. That's Christelle Harris. Bulldozing over that left corner, Mariah Lopez. Mariah Lopez actually having to step in for her sister, Marissa Lopez, who went down with a shoulder injury early in the first quarter. This Los Angeles offense, the personnel and the defense, have had to shift around a lot. At some point, that might catch up to them.
It's unbelievable how many players have gotten hurt, not being able to come back in the game. I think Salerno's the only one that came back.
2nd and 7, a lot of time for Angel. And I'm not sure they're going to call this a catch. On the field, they're calling it an incomplete pass. To me, it looked like Cassandra Bills played that off the wall, and the wall is live. Nonetheless, they're going to call it an incomplete pass, and we'll take a listen into the sideline.
Come down here. Okay, now, let's go Navy. Who do I got in? You're out. Where's, come on.
That's Air Force. He can't go. Big challenge.
Hey, I need everyone to listen and focus, okay? Stay close to me. I'm in Navy with y'all, right? Okay, so you're on this side. I want to single you up. We're going to go spread right, okay? Spread left. I'm sorry. Go spread left, okay? Let's go snag. But I want you guys on that side to go vert, and I want to see arrow.
Outside in angle. Shoot it. And there, real quick. Hey, back. Side corners. Backside. If there's I formation and you're naked, don't fire, but come in close.
So last-minute instruction from Mike Oliveira and Hunter Hudson on a vital 3rd and 7 play from the Los Angeles 11-yard line.
Speaking of vital, though, that catch by Bills on the sideline, I'm surprised they're not challenging that. That ball never hit the ground. That's a catch.
So a 3rd and 7. LA seems to be bringing 3. They do. That's Monique Gaxiola. Caught! Cassandra Bills. They talk about primetime players coming up big in the 4th quarter. Cassandra Bills is starting to become that primetime player.
No, she is the only go-to player right now. I'm surprised that Hunter Hudson, the defensive coordinator for LA, doesn't double team her. Make Michelle Angel throw to somebody else.
And we've got a temporary stoppage of play on a 1st and goal.
During the last play, the clock started incorrectly. We'll be resetting the game clock to 5 minutes and 10 seconds. The clock will start on my 1.
So a reset of the clock back to 5:10. This Austin crowd have packed in HEB Center in Austin, Texas. And Angel trying to quiet down this crowd. Ball at the 3 of Los Angeles. From the shotgun, dropping back. Here comes the rush, and they get to her.
Hey, nobody knows your name. Nobody knows your name, honey. Nobody knows your name. Don't tell me stay down, bitch. Nobody even knows who the fuck you are.
That is TJ Anderson getting to Michelle Angel, and then some choice words by Angel back to Anderson.
Angel's got to throw this one away. You can't take a sack at that part of the field. You just got to throw it away, tee it up again.
Yeah, she saw the rush coming up the middle. Plenty of opportunity to just throw it away. Now a 2nd and goal, ball backed up to the 12 after that 9-yard sack. Angel to the end zone. What a pass from Michelle Angel to Cassandra Bills, and great blocking up front.
You don't mess with Texas. Jasmine Edwards got her ankles broke by Cassandra Bills. It's a hitch and go. She went for the hitch, her ankles broke, wide open in the end zone. What a call, what a move by Bills.
I don't think Hunter Hudson, the defensive coordinator for Los Angeles, can match up Cassandra Bills one-on-one with any of his corners. He's got to get some help to that side.
You got to double team her. It's going to be all night long we've been watching that. One-on-one, they can't stop her.
So now the all-important extra point for the tie. That's Villalobos. This Austin crowd loving this comeback. And once again, we are tied at 26.
This Austin team is completely different with Michelle Angel at quarterback. She came off the injury, the concussion. She went through protocol, and she's leading this team to victory right now.
Here's another look at the extra point. Look at the effort by Villalobos, following her blocking into the end zone and tying up this game. So Austin completes an 8-play, 35-yard drive, taking up 3 minutes and 53 seconds to tie this game.
LA, the one hope they got is right there. Number 8, the snake, Ashley Salerno. She's won 2 Legends Cups. She's been the league MVP. She's a competitor. This is going to be fun right here.
This is why everybody bought a ticket to this game inside the arena. Ashley Salerno.
Look at me. Let's run it.
That's Salerno yelling at her rookie
False
center.
start. Number 10, Los Angeles. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
That is a rookie center having some difficulty with all the noise inside the HEB Center. And this crowd knows it.
Not a time for that to happen. I know she's a rookie, but she's got to step her game up.
1st and 15, complete, no drop. That is the 2nd drop by Naz Johnson. And you got to wonder if this crowd is starting to be a factor in this game.
That's 2 veterans right there, Salerno and Naz Johnson. Maybe the center being a rookie, but this is twice. Naz Johnson just not ready to play tonight. You asked me early in the game, it looked like she was a little sluggish, and she has 2 drops now.
And she's not been the same coming off that injury. Obviously, Mariah Lopez now the go-to power hitter on this offense. Here comes the crowd again. 2nd and 15 from the 10. They're gonna fake the draw. Looking down the field, rolling right. Now dumping off to Johnson. And Johnson tackled by Courtney Dowdy. And Johnson remains down. Oh, that is not look good. Johnson's ankle twisted to the left side, clearly dislocated.
Wow, that is not good. We need the doctors over there now.
Let's take another look at this play. It looked like they were setting up the screen to Johnson. And she had a lane in front, and that closed quickly with Courtney Dowdy. Oh, and it looked like her left foot got caught under her body weight, and you could see clearly dislocated. We're gonna take an injury timeout and check on Johnson. Back after this. Back to LFL football night, and there's a look at Naz Johnson being carted off. Not a way you want to end your season and possibly her career. A 7-year veteran of the LFL. You hate to see anybody get hurt, certainly being carted off the field.
Great competitor. We know her from Atlanta, out here in Los Angeles. I mean, it's definitely, I'm not a doctor, but that thing's definitely dislocated. We wish her all the best tonight.
We will try to get an injury update on Naz Johnson as that injury list continues to grow for Los Angeles. If the Temptation were to advance to the playoffs, what kind of physical shape are they going to be? Half the team is in arm slings or headed to the hospital. 3rd and 11, wide open. That is Ann Erler. And through the arms of Erler, how many drops have we seen with go patterns in Los Angeles?
Great read by Ashley Salerno coming back to Annie Erler, but Erler put her hand up like, hey, I'm open, instead of keep running, run through the football. Great pass, you have to run through the football and catch it.
An interesting decision here for Los Angeles. They can elect to punt it. They're inside their own 15-yard line. On a 4th and 11, do you do that or do you take a shot at trying to convert?
I wouldn't give Austin, with Harris and Angel, the football deep in your own territory. I would punt it away again. A lot of time left.
It is a tie game. They will punt it. A good punt. Nice high sailing punt. That'll be fielded at about the 5 and backed up to about the 2-yard line. So that is an excellent punt by Ashley Salerno. I think Chris Daniels would have been better off to let that drop and possibly go to the end zone.
That might be the best punt ever in the LFL. Wow, inside the 5.
We are at the 2-minute warning as the Los Angeles Temptation try to steal one on the road for their injured player, Naz Johnson. Back to LFL football night. Next week we head south to Atlanta, Georgia. The playoffs start early. The winner advances, the loser goes home. Quite the matchup next week.
The Cinderella story, Omaha Heart and Lauren Crouch. Can they do it? One more win and they're in the LFL playoffs. Who would have called that one?
Amazing the impact a franchise quarterback can have on a team. We are seeing that unfold in Omaha, along with a pretty good defense. 1st and 10, to the 15, to the 20. Nearly broke it loose. Christelle Harris, a 15-yard run.
How many years have we seen this? Late in the 4th quarter, you give the ball to the Ferrari and she gets 15 yards.
After 8 years of playing, she is not slowed down. In fact, she'll tell you she's in better shape now. 1st and 10, back to the Ferrari. This time that LA defense keying in.
I need you to back up. Don't try to make a name for yourself. I never touched you. Don't try to make a name for yourself.
Los Angeles has got to be aware of the clock here as it continues to wind down. You cannot afford to delay the game. Austin, on the other hand, has plenty of time. 1:20 with a timeout.
LA's got to bring everybody up and go after the Ferrari. They're giving it to the Ferrari, run the clock out, get some first downs.
This looks like a run blitz by Los Angeles, well timed. TJ Anderson and Monique Gaxiola on the stop. And you can see Austin's not in a particular hurry here. A lot of time remains, 58 seconds and counting. Again, Austin does have a timeout. That's going to be key.
3rd and 6, interesting call. Do you give it to the Ferrari? You're throwing. They're throwing it.
Fakes to the Ferrari, outside wide open, Cassandra Bills, and smartly getting out of bounds to stop the clock.
That's the option route. They've been doing it all night long. If they play off, you throw the whip route outside. Perfect pass by Angel, right on the sideline, 1st down, Austin.
So now a 1st and 10. Angel looks very cool, calm, and collected. This is her 3rd year as a starting quarterback. Really settled in. Now a 1st and 10, going to the end zone, double coverage. And Erler coming over at the last second and really should have intercepted that football.
Bills had her beat again. She knows it. She was in the end zone, underthrown by Angel. Here we go. She throws it up top. The ball comes out of her hand wrong. Should have been picked off by Erler. Who knows what would have happened with that?
That looked like pretty solid coverage by Mariah Lopez. And even better instincts by Erler getting over to deflect that ball. And now a 2nd and 10, ball remains at the 20. 38.9 seconds, a bad snap back to Angel. Stepping up in the pocket, going to the end zone. Actually about the 4-yard line through the hands of Cassandra Bills.
Great job by Angel, not only catching a poor snap from Peterson, steps up in the pocket. This is what good quarterbacks do. You climb up the ladder. Boom, there's the hole. You go up, but you don't run. Looking downfield, the only thing she doesn't lead Bills enough. If it's outside, she catches the ball. Bills still almost brings it in. Great effort by Bills, but great job by Angel.
Now you still have a timeout remaining, so you can work underneath patterns and call a quick timeout or kill the clock with 31.1 seconds remaining. And they're gonna keep it on the ground. This is Christelle Harris. I'm not sure the strategy here. With under 20 seconds to go, you gotta start showing some urgency or call a timeout. And what did that run really set up?
Timeout. Austin, their 2nd and final timeout of the half.
I want to go spread left, okay? I need to go vertical switch stop. I need to go, listen to me, motion, climb, get up, get over there. You, Popper wants to get up the rail and let's go win the game.
Okay, hey, let's pay attention. If we catch it and we get stopped short, we need to kill. We have 19 seconds, we need to fucking kill if we get a 1st down and do not get out of bounds.
Hey, go be great and win the game, okay? Motion short, climb across the field. On this side over there, just run out. So go vertical, you running out. Keep everybody over there. Motion, climb, Popper, and go. And get her a jump ball if you have to.
She's gonna follow me, buddy.
A couple vets in that huddle. Mike Oliveira saying, no, let's go to the end zone and win this game. Michelle Angel smartly saying, if you catch anything underneath, you better get out of bounds or get down so we can kill the clock.
This is the kind of play that can take Michelle Angel, even though she's elite, to a super level. Tie ball game, 18 seconds left. You got to make something happen. Let's see if she can.
So now a 4th and 8 from the Los Angeles 18. Another bad snap, rolling right, throwing to the end zone, caught! Jerica Green, the rookie tight end, the savior of the moment. The Austin Acoustic with 13 seconds. Make the improbable happen. Michelle Angel connecting with Jerica Green.
You can't throw a football better than this. Back shoulder, outside, perfectly timed. It's a receiver that has some nerve. She pulls it in. Jessica Green getting invited to the cookout. What a play by Austin. What a throw by Angel.
And just absolute heartbreak on that Los Angeles sideline. The game that they have played with all the injuries, to give up that kind of touchdown has got to absolutely be a dagger to the heart.
The coverage was there. It was just a great throw, great route, great catch.
Extra point attempt. This is Harris going airborne.
The Ferrari going up top over people for 2. I'm going to tell you what a drive by Austin, a clutch drive. They had to have it, and they got it.
An 8-play, 46-yard drive That only took a minute 39, and look at the effort here by Harris at the end, committing to go over the top, and that's an important conversion, because with 13 seconds,
okay, but we needed one person to be in the middle of the field just in case they all go. Get into the end zone, I'm launching it. You get up there and find it. So pistol right, on one, ready? Pistol right, play action.
So Los Angeles will need a touchdown and an extra point just to tie this. And here comes that Austin crowd in a sellout environment here at HEB Center. 1st and 10. Gonna take a shot. Caught and intercepted. And now fumbled by Chris Daniels, but able to recover. As Austin will seal the deal on the Daniels interception.
We've talked about Daniels all night long. She's become one of the big ball hawks. That ball goes up there, it's hers. The problem with LA is they don't have any go-to receivers can go up and get a football. Salerno certainly has the arm, but no receiver wanted that football like Daniels did.
This crowd loving every moment of this. You could bet they're going to be on 6th Street celebrating. With a win, Austin will clinch a playoff berth.
Our ball! Our ball! Our ball!
And now Los Angeles indicating that they may have recovered the
ruling
fumble.
on the field is an interception. Possession of Austin. You want to challenge that interception?
Well, here's the thing. You can't challenge if you're Los Angeles here.
We're challenging the strip.
Los Angeles is challenging the ruling on the field of an interception.
Inside of 2 minutes, you cannot challenge. This has got to be a booth review, and I am shocked.
They should be embarrassed of themselves. Yeah. They should be fucking embarrassed. That's
Keep in mind,
for a number 1 team.
Jason Gardner is the director of officiating and also the head referee tonight. He's got to make this a booth review. Now, what they're challenging is that Chris Daniels caught it, but then fumbled it. But I don't even understand that because Daniels then recovered her own fumble. What are we challenging
Makes no sense, right? I think it's a desperate try by LA to get something, but you're right. She recovered her own fumble, so there's nothing to review.
After official review, the call on the field stands.
Indeed, the call will stand. This will be Austin
So you're absolutely
ball.
correct. The ball was out and loose, but she landed on the ball. So the ball's at the 13-yard line.
And you can hear that's the voice of Jason Gardner advising Rory Derry of Los Angeles that there was a fumble but recovered by Austin. So Austin will take over on downs and set up in the victory formation and stamp their ticket to the LFL playoffs on August 24th in Ontario, California.
You got to hand it to Mike Oliveira, this entire team. It wasn't a pretty game. Wasn't the way they wanted to win, but they got it done. They won the football game.
And how about Michelle Angel coming over in free agency with Christelle Harris, and now the only undefeated team in all of the LFL, sitting at the number 1 seed.
Ironically, after all this jawing between these two teams tonight, the only way LA can make the playoffs is if Austin beats Nashville in their last game of the year. So they'll be rooting for this Austin team to win, and then if they do win, these two teams will meet each other in the playoffs. Wow, how about that?
Absolutely, as the number 1 seed, the Austin Acoustic will match up with the number 4 seed. And if LA gets in, the best they can do at this point is that number 4 seeding. But they've got to return to health, including that young lady, Chelsea Hart, in a sling. Sherry Awaga limping off the field. We will see if Los Angeles can get back to health in time for the August 24th playoff. But for tonight, the Austin Acoustic remain undefeated behind the play of Brittany and Courtney Dowdy, as well as an offense that was balanced with Christelle Harris, their playmaker Cassandra Bills, and an unlikely hero, rookie tight end Jerica Green wins it. For Los Angeles, a valiant effort, minus some key personnel. They'll get healthy and hopefully see us in the playoffs. For Bobby Hugo, Our sideline reporter Heidi Golznik, our producer Alex Saxon, Austin Lake in the truck. This is Mitch Mortaza. We will see you next week on LFL Football Night.